10 a.m. came about 1 hour earlier than normal today.
Did you?
Kind of weird.
But maybe it will always and forever be this way.
Maybe, but I still don't know. Like, I still have not gotten confirmation that that's really a thing. I think people are just like wishful thinking.
In my heart, hope that they say, yes, we will stop the whole like savings of time. Let's stop it.
Yeah.
Time
We've saved enough time. Time can save itself from now on.
Indeed.
Chris Bear is here, and he's already putting you in a timeout. Come on.
Listen. It's not what I mean. Like, if you feel like it's wrong, I can't control your mind. I don't know what you're talking about.
The Office is never wrong. Just saying.
Nor is Parks and Rec. And
oh my gosh, I love that show so much.
Self-proclaimed Ron Swanson. Actually, I think I might be a little bit more April-esque, but
you've got the energy of Leslie, so you're like everybody.
But I'm also kind of ditzy the way Andy is, so I don't know.
I think you just encompass that entire show.
You're not wrong.
This is a beautiful thing. Treat yourself.
Treat yourself. I do have Leslie Knope energy. However, I've got the attitude of Ron Swanson, and I love his introvertedness and the fact that he can do whatever he wants. Full stop. And he kind of trolls people in a way that just makes my heart happy. You know, like that episode whenever he had the tooth that he already had pulled, and then
that was so funny. I feel like my husband is on his way to being Ron Swanson in like 15 years.
20 years. Good. I like it.
Yeah. And I'm not sad about
it. Ron Swanson does what he wants.
He does. Okay, Blaze is here, of course. Because Blaze is always here.
She's always here for us.
Yes.
I love your consistency, Blaze.
J-Bob, is today Pi Day? I did not realize that. I didn't
realize it either until, gosh, it must have been maybe like 2 hours ago. We were doing 7th grade math. Oh, 7th grade math.
That's about where it comes in.
Listen.
So happy Pi Day, everyone. That is exciting. If I had been on top of it and been a good YouTuber, I would have been prepared with a pie recipe today, but I am not a good YouTuber.
I mean, you could still do a short where one of the kids takes like a tin pie plate with whipped cream and like just pies somebody in the face.
You know, that would go viral. So
I'm just saying, I've got ideas. I've got things.
Might have to do that. Jack is here. Michelle is here. Keto Mama is here. Kel, Rickwin. Yep. Sherry, Betty, Sylvia, and Miriam. Oh,
Miriam's here. Welcome.
Yay. Another bear in the house.
It's good. It's a good time to have all the bears.
Yeah. Okay, can I tell you about the stupidest injury I got yesterday?
Well, yes, tell me now. I must know now.
I didn't get multiple injuries yesterday. It's just like a stupid injury that I got yesterday. Okay. So we were making gummies and we have those silicone molds. And I looked at it. I was like, oh, it's not clean. Someone put it away and it wasn't all the way clean. Like that never happens in our house. And so I go to clean it and I'm like with my thumb getting the remnants out and it sliced my thumb open like gelatin. Sliced my thumb open.
That's not good. That's not good. That's not good.
It was bizarre. It was like it dried so thoroughly that it was like glass.
That's awful.
So that's my thumb.
What an awful boo-boo.
I was like, this is the stupidest thing ever. Like, it's not even cool.
I don't even think it's like the stupidest. I think it's like one of those least likely injury scenarios. Like, it's a least likely situation. How are you going to slice yourself with some gelatin, some gel?
Yeah. It's like a
know.
challenge. It could be like in a game show or something. It's like, okay, to win this challenge, you must slice yourself open with gelatin. How are you going to do it?
I'm going to take this knife and I'm going to accidentally slice myself trying to open the gelatin packet. That's how I would have done it.
That makes sense. And it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't know that I could have been more careful. Like I could have seen it coming. Like how do you
That's
like
yeah.
I'm going to slice my thumb open while cleaning a silicone mold.
Completely unexpected.
That's not a thing. That's just not a thing.
Awful.
So that was my frustration of yesterday.
I have a persistent like boo-boo injury situation myself that I don't know what I did a couple of weeks ago. I was at a boot camp and I don't know if I did something wonky to my wrist, but now anytime I move my wrist the wrong way or use it to push up on something, I feel like I'm dying. So I figured out that I have to like use a closed fist to like press against flat surfaces with my wrist straight. My husband's like, I think maybe you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, that doesn't seem right.
Probably, but also, I mean, ow.
Yeah.
But yours seems like a little bit more like out of the realm of normal.
It's just so weird. Just so weird. Anyways, Chris
I
says
cut myself all the time, but
yeah, but in ways that make sense. Chris says that he has cut his hand open on the blister packs, like for medication and stuff. I don't think I've ever done that, but those are stupid.
I can find any way to get hurt. I was walking the basket of laundry from my bedroom into the laundry space, and as I did, I know that my doors are not wide enough to carry my laundry basket the wide way. I have to carry it the narrow way. So I'm carrying it two hands the narrow way. I managed to not only smash my left arm, but also scrape my right hand 2 separate times. And it took me all of 27 steps to walk to the laundry space.
Wow.
I was blessed.
Okay, speaking of laundry space, my other exciting news, besides cutting my finger with gelatin, is that we got not one, but 2 new freezers. So our big upright freezer had been like icing over for a while and it just wasn't sealing correctly, you know, so it was on its way out. And so Jeff finally, he's like, the prices are just going up. We've got to just do it. And we decided to go for the chest freezer. So we got a giant chest freezer for the garage. So that was like glorious to fill up. And then he was like on Facebook Marketplace and he's like, there's this little freezer for $45 that,
and you're like, get it.
Like, let's do it. So now we have a little bitty chest freezer in the laundry room downstairs. So we totally revamped the laundry room, got out the giant freezer, put in the little tiny freezer, and now it's like beautiful and makes me want to do laundry more.
That's fantastic.
And freeze things.
I mean, naturally.
Yeah. So
freeze all the things.
Nice. Like it just felt because like we cleaned out that big freezer and there was stuff in the back of the freezer that we moved with 2 years ago. It's like I should be more diligent about this.
Listen, it's one thing you like. I used to work at a grocery store when I was in high school, and it was easy enough to rotate stock whenever you're in the grocery store, and that's like your only job.
Yeah, but and you can get to it from the back.
Yeah, well, some of them. But when it's like your only focus and your only assignment for the next 45 minutes, it's like, this is what I am doing. But whenever it comes to your own home and you've got everybody else constantly interjecting their, daily tasks, it's like, I do not remember to go take inventory on that freezer. Are you serious?
Yeah, and once it starts icing over, pulling everything out and getting to the back, it's just like, no, we'll just save that meat for the apocalypse.
There you go. That feels good. That's what I was doing with some pheasant my husband brought home. I don't remember if it was from South Dakota or something, a pheasant hunt. And he was like, I've got this, like, we've had this box of pheasant. We had it at the old house. So we also had moved with with the pheasant. And he's like, are you going to do something with this? And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Do I have to? I mean, it's like vacuum sealed. And he was like, just do something with it. It's eating up so much room in the deep freeze. And I was like, okay, we're doing this. So we had made the
So was
tacos.
it good?
I think I Marcoed you about that. Like
I remember you saying that you were making it, but I don't remember if you told me what it was like.
It was fantastic.
Okay, and I'm sure everyone would like to know here on the YouTube lives how the pheasant was.
Yeah. Fresh, wild pheasant is delightful. Be mindful that if you shoot it yourself, you need to make sure to get all the shot out of it. Fortunately, this stuff had gone through a little metal detector thing to make sure there was no shot in it.
Nice.
So we were not concerned with consuming lead. But yeah, it marinated really nicely. It cooked up really nicely. And a lot of different, I saw a lot of different recommendations on how done to cook pheasant. You think like with chicken or any kind of poultry, you really want to cook it thoroughly because you don't want to end up with some sort of foodborne illness. Well, a lot of the things I was reading said that you actually want to slightly undercook your pheasant to where it's still just a touch pink, because as it cools, it will still continue to cook through and then it won't become overdone. But because I had marinated it for probably, I don't know, 6 hours or so that day, it wound up, nice and juicy and tender and flavorful, and it made excellent tacos.
It sounds delicious. Okay, anyone here on the YouTubes, have you had pheasant? And what do you think of it? I would love to get more insight. And where would a person get pheasant if they weren't hunters of pheasant? Probably hard to come by. Oh, Blaze had it. She said it was tasty.
I don't know. I think I would ask around to hunter friends to see if they would know where to find pheasant. I mean, I know you can find. Well, and I know you can find things like Cornish game hens at different like smaller grocery stores and things of that nature. I don't know if you can find pheasant as easily, but I think a lot of places like there's a certain little island. I don't remember if it's Peely Island or something up in Canada. That could be the wrong name. I'm trying to remember, but I know that there's like places where there are big pheasant hunts, and a lot of times in those areas, the people who go to those places to do the hunting, they don't actually take back their bounty. And so I would imagine like if you're out in South Dakota or if you're somewhere up in Canada and they do pheasant hunting, you could probably talk to those places and say, hey, what happens to pheasant people don't want to take?
Exactly. Yeah.
So
you got to know somebody, sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Miriam says she wants an upright freezer, and there are some good benefits to upright freezers, and there's some good benefits to the chest freezers. So I will miss having the big upright freezer. Like there were some really nice things about it.
Dig through.
Yeah. It's easier to dig through. I will say though, we got it, I think it was like 2 or 4 cubic foot smaller of a chest freezer than we had of the upright freezer, but we were able to get everything in there from the upright and have room to spare because of just the way gravity works with you.
Yeah.
And you don't have all the shelves. I mean, it's just like a coffin.
Right? You're just like, well, we're gonna tuck all this into this big giant box.
Yeah. So like having it out in the garage, I think it'll be good out there. If I were to have a big freezer inside, I'd like to have an upright freezer again.
Yeah. But the deep freeze that we have is an upright, and it's in the basement. So it's, kind of out of dramatic temperature changes and whatnot. So it'll probably last really long. And it's been really handy to have. I do kind of think having bins to organize things is probably the best way to go when you have the upright. And I would actually imagine, like the reusable grocery bags for Aldi or whatever grocery store. I think that would probably be a decent organizing mechanism for a chest freezer, since like they don't have the rigid sides. they can kind of fold in on themselves a little bit if it's, you know, smaller volumes or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I think so. So what we're gonna do is probably just keep the freezer outside, just like the meat freezer. And
yeah,
then we
yeah,
have the
yeah.
little chest freezer downstairs that can have, you know, open packages of
There you
frozen
go.
fruit and, you know, stuff like that. But I'm really excited about having like a dedicated flat surface for Ninja Creamy. Because that was my struggle. Our freezers were so packed full. There was no flat surfaces for anything.
Yeah.
So, like, this is the Ninja Creamy flat surface. No one put anything on it.
Hey, a woman's got priorities when it comes to managing her household creamy consumption.
Yeah. Well, and the
I mean,
kids are really getting into it too. Like Talia wanted homemade ice cream for her birthday. Her birthday was 2 days ago. And
yay!
so we froze all the pints, and then she got all kinds of toppings or mix-ins, and she and her friends had a blast. So all
Oh,
of her
that's
friends were
so
like,
fun.
"Oh my gosh, can you send my mom the name of this machine? She's gonna want one." It was so
You're
cute.
like, yeah, that's right. I'm the cool mom. What's up?
All right, Chris wants to talk Ninja Creamy.
Yeah.
Okay, so he says,
Two creamy pints meant to bring for work at home like a chump. Hey, but did you leave them on the counter and then like depart for the office, or did you leave them in the freezer so they're not all lost? Like, I feel like that matters.
It does matter, and it's waiting for you. Like as soon as you get home. Okay, they're in the freezer. That's
they're in the
good.
freezer. It's okay.
That's good. Yeah.
No
So
creamy bases were injured in the
in the making. Yeah. Yeah. So we've been loving the creamy. I mean, and I have a video filmed that should be coming out on Thursday of Keto Chow ice cream.
Like
and
2 days.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Very cool.
I can't put it out on Wednesday because I have a wellness Wednesday, so it has to be Thursday. But I filmed it probably a week and a half or 2 weeks ago, but I can't find time to edit to save my life.
Editing is the hard. I'm sorry. Comments keep popping up, and I'm like reading them.
I know.
Snow is falling, and I'm
like
like
ADD.
I mean, it's the way my brain operates, regardless. So, but yeah, having the time to edit is so daunting. It's so easy to just talk and to just like set up a camera to like observe you doing the things, but then to go back and make it all make sense, or to say like, okay, how do I make this consumable by the people and make it make sense still? Like all of that just it's committed time. That's what it is. That's what it requires.
Blaze just had a brilliant idea. She said if you have blueberry pie Keto Chow frozen, you can do that for Pie Day, and I do. It's in my freezer right now, so that is going to happen.
Pie Day is a thing. Put the honey nut cereal in for your mix-ins from Perfect Keto for a little bit of crust texture.
Okay, it's gonna happen.
We're gonna do it.
Yeah,
feels like a winner.
Yeah. Chris says the best part of the live streams is that there's no editing. The worst part is that you only get one take. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, I do appreciate our lives there. It's just so nice. Like we don't prepare. I don't know if you guys noticed. I mean, I know we seem all put together with all kinds of things to talk about, but we just make our coffee and sit down. And yes, it is very nice to be able to chat and not have to worry about anything after that. I love it.
That's right. That's right. And
I always have to like try to not mess up the timeline though, because I have like 4 or 5 videos already filmed. And so you can't, do spoilers or like confuse everybody with
right.
Cindy is here. Cindy is here. Yay. Oh, okay. Hey. Cindy started a YouTube channel.
Go
Everyone needs to go follow her. Go follow Cindy. She has an amazing story, her and her husband. So definitely go follow her journey and be inspired.
Yes. 10 out of 10 agree. And we're so glad. I'm so glad that you decided to start up a channel, Cindy. I feel like you are such a consistent contributor in this space, and now getting to put your voice and your face to all of the things, I feel like that's a blessing to us all.
She's
So
also
thank you
coming
for doing
to KetoCon, and I'm so excited to meet everyone at KetoCon, but it's like I don't know what anybody looks like, at least the commenters. So
right.
Everyone needs to go start a YouTube channel so that I can know what you look like before I meet you at KetoCon.
Yes.
Cindy, I
hang on a minute.
It's
just her name.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me.
Okay.
There we go. I can pull it up right quick and put a link in the chat.
Okay. Rickwin was talking about pheasant. She said that her husband, the husband of an old boss, gave some pheasant. She told me to marinate it and cook it. It was good. Okay. Did you marinate yours?
Yeah, I did. Actually, I marinated half in a chipotle kind of adobo sauce marinade. I was trying to go for like more of a chipotle restaurant styled, like chopped up chicken type of a thing, but pheasant style. And it, so I did half of it like that. And then I did the other half in kind of like a cilantro lime sort of flavor profile. And my girls, my oldest Caitlin, she is slowly but surely coming around to the idea that spicy is not bad. And she will kind of dabble a touch in things like pepper jack cheese or a little bit of spice. So she could have a little bit of the chipotle chicken without feeling like it was 5-alarm chili. But the other two girls, they were like, no.
Yeah.
Spicy is bad. Full stop.
Yeah.
So they got the cilantro lime flavor. And all I did was on my stove, I've got I have a big griddle pan that fits on it. And so I cooked half on the the one flavor on one side and one flavor on the other side. And it worked out beautifully to just like sear it on the skillet or not skillet. What is it? It just said the word.
Flat top.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
What is this? It's like a flat top. It's like griddle.
Oh, griddle. Okay.
Found the word.
Good.
Found
good.
the word.
Okay, so Teresa asked about Janet. And I know everyone has been missing Janet. And she is alive,
very sad.
First of all.
She is.
I miss her videos so much. But we talked, the Fab Four talked just recently. And she is doing well, like all things good. It's just been overwhelming. Her Etsy store has been booming. And so like that's a great thing, but it's overwhelming at the same time. So she's working really hard with that. And then she was taking care of her husband as he was recuperating from his surgery, and he's doing really well. So it's all good stuff. It's just it's just been so much that she hasn't been able to do the YouTube. She needed a break. So, but she loves everybody, and she's planning on coming back. And we are going to have a Fab Four chat coming up in a few days.
With all four of us.
Yes, it's going to be the four of us again. So, she is still around. She will be back, and she does miss everybody. And I know we all miss her. Amy's here.
We do. Yay. Hello, Amy.
And Blaze.
Ready for the homeschool learning fair.
I know what Blaze looks like because of I was in Amy's group Zoom and Blaze is in there. So yes, I know what Blaze looks like. And then you will meet everybody there. You're going to be in the group on Thursday. Is that what Blaze said?
Yeah. I'm going to go over there, and I don't know what they want to hear from me, but I can find something to talk about.
To listen to.
Rest assured.
Hey, Amy, is your deal still going on? You were doing a deal with your membership.
Mighty Network.
Yeah, if that's still going on, put the details in there because people are going to want to join so they can go see Lindsay on Thursday.
But don't join just for me. Join for all of the other content and the other like community aspects too. Because
Blaze is there. Yeah.
There's a lot of really great people in there. Not me. I'm not that great.
You are that great. But there's also other great people too.
there's loads of other really awesome people that everybody can glean wisdom from.
Yes. Okay, so Amy's put the details down there. $5 per month. That's locked in. If you want to get in on the VIP group, that would be fantastic. Cindy, we're talking about Amy's Mighty Network group. If she's got a deal going on where you can join for $5 a month, so it's way cheaper than normal. And there are guest speakers or guest hanger outers in the group when they do their live Zooms. I did one a week or two ago, and then Lindsay's going to be there on Thursday. Yeah. So anybody interested in that, head over. Maybe we can find the link to put in there. You know what? I should make Amy a something so that she can put stuff in.
That's a good idea. I don't know how to give her a wrench.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like y'all have been doing a lot of really awesome talking. I saw Alan pop up. Hello, Alan. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
I really do hope that you will make a weekend daily eat video and like how a day in your life looks on the weekends, because we get to see you go to work all the time. But love to see what your weekend looks like. All right. There was other stuff and things.
Yep.
Amy, you said something about a central vacuum hose. I got questions.
Okay.
Oh, did you see this one from Chris? He says, by the way, want to win pie day, you can always take a pie tin and fill it with brisket. My favorite pie.
I love it. So we'll have brisket
and
blueberry pie ice cream, and it'll be the best pie day ever.
I think we're winning at life.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Yes. Anything in a pie pan.
I mean, at a lot of the barbecue restaurants, they just give you the actual like 1/8 sheet tray to eat off of, or a quarter sheet pan to eat off of. Why not just eat everything out of a pie tin? This sounds like
why not?
A splendid workaround.
Yes.
Chris, you have a great meeting. Have
a
good meeting.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Is Chris taking off? He said, Chris says to write your YouTube screen name on your conference badge so people recognize you. Definitely do that.
It's a good idea.
At the Keto Cons.
Should I say Lindsay Murphy at Lindsay Murphy?
Yes. Yes. Brilliant. Okay.
All right.
Let's see. Angie said, I love all you keto YouTubers because you all support each other in your endeavors. It is so refreshing. I totally agree. I love being part of this little community. It's so much more fun than trying to be in competition.
Right?
Like that's just, I don't understand.
Well, and it's kind of like the mentality that the pie is finite on Pie Day. Whereas I think what people misinterpret is that every individual has access to their very own whole pie, and how much of that pie you choose to participate in, that's how much your growth or your reach can go. Not if Nili gets half the pie, then there's only half left for me. That's not really how it works.
So, yeah, it's exponential.
Yeah,
exponential pie.
And I've learned that I tend to compare myself a lot, but not to other people as much as I thought I did. I really compare me to previous me a lot, and I can get kind of stuck in a negative rat race with that. And so like I'm working on not doing that. But whenever we sit there and look at another person, that's whenever it really becomes tricky, and it makes us feel like we have lack, when the reality is that we have everything we need if we're choosing to just enact those things.
Yes. And it's so tricky, like with YouTube, it's so easy to find
exponential pie.
Yeah. I was thinking it could be the name of like our community group or something.
Yeah.
Come join Exponential Pie.
All of the creators are Exponential Pie.
Yes. Yes. What was I saying?
I don't know. I just
Yeah,
saw
I
that.
don't know either. Oh, it's so easy to like whatever you're looking for, you can find like someone that's doing better than you. But it's equally as easy to find someone that's not doing as good as you. Like there's it's like it all has to do with what's in your head and like what you're consumed with. If you're consumed with feeling inadequate, you will find people and fixate on people that are doing better than you, whatever that means, you know?
Right.
And the infinite pie. There you go. The infinity pie, not infinite, infinity pie. That sounds
like Infinity
Avengers.
Wars, but before Big Pie.
Yeah. Ooh, we could be, the Avengers is like all these different superheroes coming together.
That's right. We need to figure out what the Keto Avengers would look like.
Yeah.
Or not even keto, but you know what I mean? Just like the, I feel like that's, I don't know, because
the YouTuber. Yeah. Keto adjacent.
We're going to have to workshop that one. We'll have to workshop it.
Yeah. But I like that idea of the Avengers because that's what they are. It's just, they all have their own individual stories.
That's right.
And they all have their own individual movies too.
Yeah.
But then they have their maybe the Fab Four. That's kind of what we are when we come together.
That's true.
That's our Avengers moment.
Okay. Total tangent.
Slaying one carb at a time. That's what Blaze says. I love it.
That's fantastic. Which Avenger do you think that would be the most in line with who you are?
You're asking me or them?
I'm directly asking you and everybody else in the comments right now. And the replay people, which Avenger do you think most embodies your personality or your ability? Not abilities, because they're all like, made up, but whatever.
I mean, how many girl Avengers are there? Isn't there like just
one?
I
don't identify with the girl in it.
I'm not up on all the Avenger movies even. I don't really watch them.
I kind of see you as more like a Vision.
Vision. Okay.
I mean, like really intelligent, a little bit quieter, a little bit more like this is the thing, a little bit more knowledgeable in general. I don't know. I see you as a Vision for the most part.
Right. I did watch the what was the one where they did all the old shows with Vision and WandaVision. Yeah. I watched that. That was really good.
Yeah.
Lori Carlton is here. She made it.
I don't know. I really feel in my heart that I would be Iron Man.
Oh, yeah.
Just because.
No question.
I love Iron Man, but I also feel like Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy because sometimes I'm just like talking out my face.
Well, I could be the raccoon. What was his name?
I mean, good old Rocket.
Are they technically Avengers?
Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy fall within the Avenger category.
Sure.
I mean, like they're not the original,
right.
You know what I'm saying? But for sure. Who said Black Widow? Blaze.
Oh yeah.
Wait, Blaze, were you just talking about female Avengers in general, like Captain Marvel and Black Widow? Because I mean, I don't disagree that Black Widow does have more of an introverted personality, and she's wicked deadly.
That's me.
I mean, you're not wrong. I just love Vision. He's so great.
Yeah, he's pretty great.
But no, I think I'm still gonna hang with Iron Man. I love Iron Man.
I think it works. Definitely works. All right, yeah, same universe. The Marvel universe encompasses.
Yeah. I definitely don't identify with Gamora. She's just way too like driven without much humor to her. From Guardians of the Galaxy, like she's just like the humor is lacking, and I can't not make funny things happen or laugh at the funny things that do happen.
Yeah, pie to Avengers. Well,
we did go from pie to Avengers.
It's not like we just went from one to the other. We merged them. It was the infinity pie. That was Cindy's.
There was seriously a logical progression from one to the next. It makes perfect sense. It's 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon, or 2 Kevin Bacon.
Exactly. And Kevin Bacon was in an Avengers movie. No,
that's also true. Captain Marvel is the most powerful, but also, I mean, I personally would argue the least likable, because there's no real, like, every single Avengers story has some kind of an overcoming, like a challenge that one must overcome. I feel like in Captain Marvel's movie, you never really saw the deep motivation and then the growth through the whole process. So, like with Captain America, you see him as this pipsqueak of a tiny human, and then all of a sudden he grows, like there's a major transformation, but he did have like all of those feelings of defeat and just like insignificance in the beginning. Like he changed. So I just never really noticed a whole lot of growth and development in Captain Marvel's character in the way that the movie portrayed. Now, I've not read the comics, so it's possible that there's a lot of backstory there, but who's got time for comics?
One that I have not seen. I never saw Captain Marvel.
Yeah. I do feel like Star-Lord, though, he definitely had a lot of growth and then a whole lot of just silliness that I could identify with. But I think Chris Pratt's a fantastic actor, and everything that he does I find hilarious or good.
Yes, I agree. He's fantastic. Love it.
Hey, which brings us back to Parks and Rec.
Yes, it does. Alan mentioned Jessica Jones. That's another one that I'd never watched. Have you seen that one? No. Yeah. So more female Marvel characters.
There really are a lot.
In the original Avengers, wasn't there just the one, the Black Widow?
Probably.
I think so. I mean, you gotta have one token female.
I mean, you got to. I feel like I can find different character traits within each of the characters that I'm like, with Bruce Banner as Incredible Hulk, like just like all of a sudden it just comes out and he's mad and angry. And I feel those things.
Me too.
Like whenever I smash my hand on the door jamb the second time within the past 20 steps, I'm feeling a little Incredible Hulkish.
The other day, so the trunk of our car, the latch is kind of broken, and so you have to slam it really hard. And like we were all in the car, and I like turn on the car and the light's on that the trunk is open. I'm like, and so I go to slam it, and it's gone now, but I like had a full on bruise on the palm of my hand. It's like that was a little too much.
It's a good time. It's a good time whenever you can just like really let it out, but then you have the reminder that
you like kind of lose control with your anger, and then you injure yourself, and you're like, oh, that was stupid.
Was it worth it? Probably not.
Oh, life has a way of reminding you of things.
No doubt. Okay.
We should talk about our exercise or lack thereof.
Nili.
I think I did my yoga once.
You think?
I think.
And you said you wanted to yoga twice.
Fallen off the wagon.
You said you wanted to yoga twice and then strength train once?
It was something like that.
Okay.
Maybe it was twice and twice. Anyways, I will say though, I have gotten more than 10,000 steps for the last 3 or 4 days in a row. And I helped carry a freezer up the basement stairs and a freezer down the basement stairs and a freezer into the garage. So that counts for something, right?
Definitely, actually.
All right. Totally. We'll call that strength training.
We will call that strength training because strength training just means that you're lifting heavy things.
Yes, and you're getting
Or at least
stronger.
one aspect could be lifting
Yeah.
heavy things.
Oh,
But look at us. We're just justifying everything left and right. We can do this.
That's the only reason we come on here is to help justify each other.
We're validating. It's fine. It's fine.
Exactly. So what about you, Lindsay?
Okay, so I've been actually keeping track of things, which is not my strong suit. I hate to track things. It's bane of my existence so much. However, I did 4 workouts over the past 7 days. Feeling okay about my life in that respect. Also, I started tracking when I have the L-reuteri dairy, like fermented dairy, because I'm trying to see if consistent consumption of that helps in general. So I did that. Wait a minute, I did little tiny symbols on my calendar because the square on the calendar is like yay big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days out of 7, I had L-reuteri yogurt. So I mean, it's not exercise, but it takes a little bit of effort. So it was a total tangent.
I love it when there's a food that counts as exercise. That would be like a dream.
Life could be a dream. Shadoopy doopy doo.
Amy says non-exercise activity thermogenesis.
Can we have some context here, Nili? Oh, for you lifting freezers and
I guess so. And doing all the walking and stuff like that. It's not really like hardcore exercise, but it counts.
For sure.
So we'll count it.
Yeah. I would look at my
Cindy said her husband has not been feeling well and she's been doctoring a bad shoulder, both getting better. So like we always talk about, you have to take into consideration your context and to decide if exercise or, intense exercise is the right choice, which it would have been for me this week. I don't have a good excuse, but I just was busy.
Yeah. Full stop. Well, I also think that people talk about sleep often. They talk about rest often. They talk about low impact movement and exercise, and then how stressful high intensity workouts, like you should probably do fewer ones of those. And I think that we get inundated with that information over and over and over again until it just kind of becomes static and white noise. And then at one moment somebody can say it again and you're like, oh yeah, that's what I need to be doing. So it's like, I don't know. I've been trying to parse out, are the higher intensity things benefiting me or causing greater stress on my whole system, as far as like my adrenals are concerned, and the amount of cortisol that my body's pumping when I do something higher impact or higher intensity, because those are actually two different things too, right? So I've been thinking through the whole the walking piece. That is definitely something that needs to be maybe the first and foremost thing, and then the higher intensity things only maybe twice, possibly 3 times a week at the very most. But I don't know.
There's this idea that you want to to make up for being sedentary for a day, you do an hour-long workout and that cancels it out, whereas I think it's probably overall healthier just to be moving more throughout the day. And you could do the high intensity thing as well, but I think if you had to choose between one or the other, I think being more active throughout the day, just in a lower intensity, like walking, is probably a better choice in a lot of situations.
Yeah, I definitely agree. So, colorectal cancer is actually a really, really big up and coming cancer in the younger generations. And I don't mean that to be a positive thing. But a lot of people are starting to find out that they are diagnosed with this and they're starting to correlate it with sedentary lifestyle. So
Yikes.
just getting up and walking consistently, like you don't have to do it hardcore, you don't have to be power walking where you're pouring out sweat. Just making movement your lifestyle helps to alleviate the sedentary factor, which is being shown to correlate with higher rates of colorectal cancer.
Interesting.
Which is kind of a scary cancer to consider.
Seriously. Yeah. Does not sound fun. Jack says functional workouts is a good term. I like that.
Love that. So
very functional.
Yes.
Yes.
I do a lot of functional workouts whenever I lift up my 5-year-old and then put her back down. Lift her back up and then
very functional.
Or
yeah, I was carrying heavy buckets of something. I forget what it was, but that was very functional.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Chopping firewood, very functional. All right, Amy's got to go.
We will see you later, ma'am.
Have fun. All right. Well.
Others do what you do, Lori. When you say, Laurie Carlson, you say it's good to hear others do what I do too. And then you're laughing about that. Do you mean like justifying ourselves?
I think it was the justifying. Yeah.
I mean, we're all about that. We're all capable of that one, right?
We're very encouraging to each other is what we are.
That's very true. We build one another up.
We always try to find the best, the silver lining.
Lori, you are our people.
Oh, I was going to tell you about something new I started doing with my coffee.
Oh,
and I did. I
coffee right now.
Well, I did. Yes, I was. I drank it. It's finished. But that was my first cup of caffeinated coffee for the day. So I've been waiting a couple hours after I get up before I have caffeinated coffee. So I heard that's a good practice to like let your waking up hormones and stuff go to their full potential. I don't know.
Yeah. Let the cortisol do its thing.
And if you wait to have the coffee, you tend to need less throughout the day and your energy is better. And I do think I have needed less throughout the day. And I think maybe my energy is better. I still I'm kind of on the fence about it, but it's been good for me because I was like in that rut of just waking up first thing, go to do the coffee. And I love the ritual of it. Like it's just so comforting in the morning when it's dark and I'm the first one up and I make my coffee and I sit. I love it. So at first I was like just trying to just not have coffee, but then that was too depressing. So I've just been doing decaf. The first thing in the morning, I just have a decaf, which has a tiny bit of caffeine, but obviously a lot more than before.
Microscopic amounts.
Exactly. So does it really count? No. But I think it has been good for me.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to decide, but I think it has. And like, I'll get to, like 9 a.m. when it's 2 hours after I got up. And I'm like, I could take it or leave it, which is weird. Super weird. And I know that if I like pushed it much longer than that, I'd start getting a headache or whatever. So I go ahead and have coffee, but it's been kind of interesting.
That is fascinating. Are you currently wearing a CGM?
Yes.
So have you had enough data collection points to make any kind of conclusions or working conclusions?
I have not really seen anything change as far as the CGM goes. Yeah, I haven't. So
interesting.
And I never really saw a huge impact with coffee.
Yeah.
It's like if I saw a rise in the morning, it was typically like just the dawn phenomenon thing that correlated with when I drank my coffee, but I don't think the coffee was causing any of that.
Sure.
So I still see the little bit of a dawn phenomenon. It's not dramatic or anything, but even having the decaf, I still see that. So I don't think the coffee is affecting my blood sugar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Chris is back.
Oh my.
We did actually. We've been sitting here twiddling our thumbs, not having anything to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, like we
Because
barely
we
even
went,
talked about creamy stuff, so I feel like we should bring back the whole conversation about making a Keto Chow licensed creamy that
oh
we had
yeah,
talked
did
about a
Chris
couple
hear
weeks
about
ago.
that?
I
Because
don't
he
know if
wasn't
Chris heard about
here
that.
when we
He
talked
was
about
not
that
here.
last week.
Was
Yeah,
it
so
just last week?
I think so. Was it? I think
Wow.
so. I think it was.
I thought it was like a couple weeks ago. I'm like, it was in the
Okay,
past.
so you need to make your sales pitch to Chris about
Ninja
the.
care about Keto Chow.
Oh.
No,
Well,
my thought
we care
was
about
that
Keto Chow.
there needed to be a Keto Chow colored Ninja Creamy that was sold with like Keto Chow starter kit type of a situation. That's a new development that it just came up with. But also the little containers for the creamy needed to have a Keto Chow colored lid so that it could be like a fun little thing, because I think that a lot of people think meal replacement shake and they're like, ha ha ha. But then they see all the things Keto Chow can do and they hear ice cream and they're like, whoa, what is this thing? What is this thing? And all of a sudden it becomes a really cool thing. So my thought was that it could be like a licensed Keto Chow colored Ninja Creamy.
With like the Keto Chow logo on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would be awesome.
Yeah. And then Blaze decided to destroy us and all of our excited feels with reality. And I don't know that I recovered from it now that I'm recovering things.
Yeah.
I mean, I like sort of brushed it under the rug and now I'm dredging up all of the hurt feels. So
right. Yeah. I think the Ninja Keto Chow mashup needs to happen. Because like I already have a Ninja Creamy, but I would buy it.
Yeah. Creative team needs to fix it. Yeah. I mean,
that's what I was saying last week. I was like, I wonder how much more money Keto Chow could make if they just marketed as the ice cream diet.
I mean, I feel like these marketing techniques are really good. Really good.
Maybe we need to do like a series where we go on the ice cream diet, you know, like 30 days on the ice cream diet. And then we'll go.
Can we wait till it's summer?
That would be great. Yeah, the summer ice cream cleanse.
Oh my stars. Okay.
Yeah, we're going to do it.
I feel like July is a good month because people think about 4th of July and all of the festivities, and you always think about having apple pie with ice cream or homemade ice cream and all those things. So I feel like July would be great. Plus, over in Utah in the months of June and July, there's all of their Pioneer Days where they have fireworks like all the time in Utah from July or June through July. And so I feel like Pioneer Days, you'd have a lot of ice cream. I feel like summertime, like July, we need to plan for something to that effect. The question is, we can't just eat 3 Keto Chow creamies a day because we would be wicked low on protein.
Well, there's a lot of protein in it.
I mean, yeah, but we'd be looking at like
how much protein is in one packet of Keto Chow?
It's like 20, like 78 grams of protein per day. So
well,
we need to,
you know, Keto Chow sells the egg white powder. You could just add a scoop of egg white powder every time you make it.
Yeah.
Easy.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Wow.
I don't know if Jared's going to be on board with eating just ice cream all day. I know, right, Chris?
We could do, I know. We could do like the Slim Fast thing where they say, eat ice cream for breakfast, eat ice cream for lunch, then eat a sensible dinner. Oh man, this is going to be big. Get ready, Chris. This is going to be big.
Taking notes? Blaze, are you taking notes? I need to know because we're going to need an email for all of these things.
Yes, and everyone can sign up for our e-course on the ice cream cleanse. It's just 4 easy payments of $79.95.
Can we maybe make it like $74.95 because then it's not quite $75, and then once taxes are applied, it'll still be less than probably less than about $94.
Yeah. Oh, but if you get in early, we'll give you a coupon code to get $25 off.
There we go. $50. Done.
Yes. All right.
What was 4 easy payments of $75?
But you get a coupon code for $25 off. I mean,
this feels good.
It's a
this
steal.
Feels good. We got this.
Oh, Blaze says also add collagen. Yeah, you could add collagen into your ice cream.
It's very real. It's very true.
Protein. Get all the proteins.
All of them. Okay. Oh, and then we would also have to if it has a third of our vitamins and minerals, then it's fine. I mean, you might need more vitamin D for your individual requirements.
Well, if you're having 2 of them and then you're having a dinner, I assume you're going to be getting all of your vitamins and minerals. Yeah. Chris says,
you know, like how some people need more, like with your athletic greens, they give you the vitamin D drops separately.
Yes.
So that you can add more if you need them.
Yes. Everyone,
but also the sensible dinner, though, the sensible one.
Sensible.
That's where you would probably be able to, like, you know, have your, what kind of food would we do? Like brisket,
meat,
steaks, anything that you felt like chewing.
Eggs, vegetables.
Good old eggs.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Tangent story for 2 seconds. So, you know, I really love to hard boil my eggs and then slice them in half and then fry them in the skillet.
I've never tried that, but I am always intrigued whenever I see you do it.
Okay, I'm going to just need you to commit to doing that one time, just one time.
All right.
So we had some friends over and we were talking about different things. And I was like, yeah, no, we were at their house. And I said, they were talking about eggs and hard-boiled eggs, and they loved deviled eggs. And I said, have you ever done my little frying of the egg that's been hard-boiled? And they were like, what? No.
I've never seen anyone else do it, ever.
So then they were over at our house, I don't know, like a week and a half later, and they were like, listen, all we eat now are fried hard-boiled eggs. And I was like, yeah.
All right, I got it.
They do it with like compound butters and all kinds of deliciousness on top of it. But they're very interesting. I had no clue. Like, I thought they were a little bit more standard American diet-ish with some more nourishing traditions kind of like leanings. And, you know, like they drink the raw goat's milk and they've got a heavy meat diet. So I was like, you know, we find a lot of common ground in that aspect. But so then they had talked about, like, we just don't eat vegetables. And I was like, okay, but we do eat like fruit. And then he said, have you ever heard of Paul Saladino? And I was like, Okay, so we've reached a new point in our friendship.
Wow, that is crazy.
So when we were going through all these things, it was like, all right, okay, now we're really cooking with gas.
That's amazing. Well, do they feel good eating that way?
I guess. I mean, like they just eat a lot of meat and some fruits. I don't think they put a high emphasis on fruit, but
cool.
I was like, mind blown.
Yeah.
Y'all did not shrink me, these people. And I've known you guys for like 3 years now.
Crazy. I could see my husband doing really well on that kind of a diet just because he has such a high metabolism. Like, he could handle the fruit.
Yeah.
But then all the nutrition from the meat, I could see him doing really well.
Yeah, for sure.
It has to be the right kind of person to thrive on that.
Listen,
kind of diet,
Chris, the raw goat's milk. Apparently my accent does some weird things, because this same friend of mine, I asked her if she wanted a specific thing and she was like, oh, what? She was mortified by what I had asked if she like offered her. And I was like, yeah, this thing. And she was like, what are you saying right now? I don't even know. And I slowed down a little bit. And she was like, that is not what it sounded like you said.
Okay, we're going to have to add ghost milk to our
repertoire.
It's like the new best way to make Keto Chow ice cream is with ghost milk.
Absolutely it is.
This
If
is
you haven't
exclusive.
learned about this. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that made me laugh so much. Chris said earlier that what I eat in a day video back when he was doing the Keto Chow for 100 days, it was a very boring video and very short. You did a what I eat in a day video when you were doing the 100 days of Keto Chow. Yeah, I can imagine that would be boring. Oh, I saw the little Keto Chow office short that was posted yesterday. Did you see that, Lindsay?
Oh, I saw that too.
Cute. That was so cute.
Fantastical.
So boring. That's why we need a Keto Chow, like a soda fountain restaurant.
That's not a bad idea.
Okay. Oh man.
I mean, the Trim Healthy
How
Mamas
are we having
created their
all
little
of the
cafe
good ideas
thing.
today?
We really are. We are having
And
all
it
the
could
good
be like
ideas.
an old timey like 50s soda fountain feel. And it's like
Yeah.
got all the Keto Chow flavors. And you could get
Yep.
it as a shake or you could get it as ice cream. And then of course you could have like a case of all the food things that you can make with Keto Chow. Okay. All right. That's it. I don't know why Keto Chow doesn't just hire us for all the ideas. Like we are like the idea people.
I mean, that's what we do. They do sound like a lot of work.
Yeah, but very
that's
profitable.
what us consultant types do. That's what we do.
Yeah.
We just have the ideas.
Yeah.
We offer the ideas, and then the ideas not like managed.
It's just like my husband, who's a contractor, when he works with interior designers. They're like, we should do this and we should do this. And he's like the one that has to be like, okay, let's think about all the things that we have to figure out in order for this to happen. And they're like,
this
requires you're so mean. Effort. You're so mean. You just burst our bubble on everything with reality.
Well, yeah, kind of. Yeah. That's the objective. I'm trying to remember. There was a raw milk store that we used in Utah when we lived there. And I cannot for the life of me remember. It was like, gosh, I can't remember what it was. It might have been down in Orem. But I was thinking like they had raw milk, like dairy, like cow milk. And I was thinking, could there be like the ghost milk, the raw ghost milk? Could we find some of that there? I don't know. An idea hamster is Brenda. That sounds like us. Absolutely.
Oh, Michelle Baker is here. She says her goal is to get the entirety of these coffee chats 2 weeks in a row. We believe in you.
Yay!
You can do it. You can do it. Same time every week. Yeah, Chris.
Okay.
My poor husband. I mean, it's the same thing here at home where I'm like, well, why can't we just do this? And why can't we just do this? And he's like, well, let me count the ways. that will not work, or that will be extremely expensive or extremely difficult. Like, thanks a lot.
Which is why you are vision.
Yeah, there you go.
You have the vision. And then you got to have somebody come back with reality.
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
Good times.
Let's see. Blaze was saying about
the mint chocolate as an alternate flavor.
You should do an alternate flavor like chocolate mint for St. Patrick's Day for those of us who don't do coffee. Oh, because the Irish cream Keto Chow is going to be on sale on the 17th. That's St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, there should be another one that's and I mean it's green.
I don't know. I mean it's day honoring Irish, not
that. Yeah.
After having been to Ireland, I feel like, the Irish cream thing that feels like it fits on a St. Patrick's Day, but I could be wrong.
I don't think I've tried the Irish cream yet, but they sent me some. And so I'm going to.
Yeah.
It looked, and I didn't realize that it was another Too Crazy Keto one.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. They're all about the coffee, which I love. I love
Here's
it.
Mine.
I was at a coffee drive-through and they had like their specials listed out, and they had like St. Patrick's Day themed stuff, and one of them was the Nutty Irishman, and it was hazelnut and Irish cream. And I was like, oh, that sounds good.
That does sound interesting. Networking systems engineer, implementation guy. Look at you being all Mr. Practical. Yeah. All of the engineers. I like to be the reverse engineer, which has a lot more testing rather than like basing everything on hard facts.
Yeah. Here's this great idea. Yeah, that'll never work. That's like my husband's and my relationship.
See, the difference, like my husband, he has lots of ideas, but he's much more like tactical, practical ideas, whereas I'm much more like, random concepts that, well, if this works, I wonder if that works. That's right. Bears beats Battlestar Galactica.
I don't know what that's referring to.
That's from The Office. When he's dressed up as Dwight, and he says, which bear is best? Wrong.
Okay, I clearly need to go watch The Office again. It's been too long.
Oh, it's a good time. Chris, I have a feeling that at KetoCon, we can just sit here and do the back and forth on all of the different TV show quips over and over again. And have a grand old time.
Well, I was going to say at KetoCon, I mean, we're just going to have to sit down and like pour out all of our ideas for Chris. Because I know he's dying to hear them all.
I mean, and I want him to just like absorb them rather than an immediate no. My husband, like I'll come up with all the ideas, like, fun, outlandish ideas, and his automatic response is no. And then he marinates on it for a little bit. And then he comes back and he's like, well, I think maybe this, not this, but maybe this. And I'm like, that sounds great. Yeah. Whereas like with him, he'll come up with his ideas and I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
I feel like I'm the same way, but my husband is he's very logical and patient and takes his time. So when he does like decide to do something, he does it very, very well.
Yeah.
Which I very much appreciate. And I feel like that's better than the way that I oftentimes like my tendency to be like, let's just jump in and make it happen and figure it out. Yeah. So he's been good for me. I'll say that.
Yet another way that you and I are the same person.
Yeah. I am looking forward to Jeff and Jared meeting at KetoCon.
Absolutely.
And they're either gonna love each other or hate each other. There's like no in between.
Are we gonna take bets? And should we start to just like guess the spread on which way it's gonna go? Like, are they gonna like have that moment in Step Brothers where they say, do we just become best friends? Or are they just gonna be like a slow progression of like, yeah, how's it going, man? And then all of a sudden they're mortal enemies and we have to figure out how many hours that takes.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? Because I feel like this could get really complicated with a lot of algorithms involved.
It could get complicated, but I feel like I just want to sit back and relax and take it in. And I feel like what's going to happen is they're going to be there and we're going to be like doing our thing and they're going to be looking at each other like, and then they're going to bond over the insanity.
The weirdness, the discomfort, all of these things. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. With Jared, he has a much more extroverted personality than I do. Like he needs people to be with him in order to be like refreshed and rejuvenated. He likes to spend time with people. He just doesn't always like to be the one to talk and steer the conversation unless it's something he's hugely passionate about. So it's one of those things where he wants to be with, but he doesn't want to like drive. And I'm more of a, like, I need to go and sit in a room staring at the wall by myself in silence to sort of like regenerate all of my energy. But whenever I do get in front of people, I'm like, and it's much. So we'll see how that all plays out.
So fun. All the different, ways that husbands and wives are different.
Yeah. When he travels, he's always like, I just miss you. I miss you. I miss you. And I'm like, yeah, I miss you too. And I also really enjoy staring at this wall at the same time. And I want to be able to do both things. But
yeah, and it's like I will enjoy being with you so much more after I've stared at the wall for a little while.
That's right. That's right.
Like
I just
they're not like mutually exclusive. It like makes it better.
That's right. That's right. Also, Chris, all of the Holderness family laughs videos I have seen. All of them. So yes, the introvert extrovert translator, love it. Also,
I need to watch
with
that
his
one.
ADHD, I identify with him every time that he does those things, and I'm like,
yeah,
got a problem.
They're so funny. I love their videos. Yeah, Chris says he tries really hard not to say no to everything right away. Yeah, it's a skill. Like you have to work at it.
Yeah. I will not eat just anything. I will eat one thing, and it is your job to guess what it is. See, now that's where we differ, me and of course I just lost her name. What is Penn's wife's name?
Oh, I don't know.
Kim. Oh, it's Kim.
Yeah, okay, sounds right.
Whenever she says that you have to guess the thing that I need to eat, that's not me. I'm like, I'll eat whatever. Yeah. Anything.
That is hilarious. Okay, Jared, Lindsay, are you going to the Ohio meetup?
On the 25th. I do not have plans to do that right now. I don't know what husband's schedule looks like for that. So it kind of, a lot of those things have to factor in. So if he has to work that day, then I'm responsible for all of my tiny humans, and they're a lot. So it's one of those things where it's not as easy for me to round up the tiny humans, take them to places, and expect them to, just be willing to stay for a couple of few hours whenever it has, no real child activity situation. So the tiny humans are inconvenient at times, but I just love them.
Oh, speaking of tiny humans, I already showed this to Lindsay, but I have to show it to everyone because I'm just so proud of my son. He did his schoolwork yesterday, and this is how he did the maze. You just have to like look at it for half a second and appreciate the work smarter, not harder aspect.
Yep.
Anyways, I want to frame this and keep it forever.
I mean, it deserves a place in the Hall of Fame at the Barrett household.
Yes, it does.
It's fantastic. I absolutely love that he decided to be more efficient and said, "Listen, I can go this way and get it done faster. 2 steps backwards.
Make it harder than we have to?" Because it's like there's no other marks on the page. Like,
yeah,
it's just like obviously that is the way that you do it.
Absolutely.
I just appreciate it so much. The boy.
So Chris Bear, the trampoline parks, that is one factor for this. But if we're going to a restaurant, that's a little bit different.
Restaurants don't appreciate it when you treat their restaurant like a trampoline park.
Valid.
Which is what children tend to do.
You have to tip a little bit more in those instances.
Yes, the straight line is the best path. It's like, duh.
Right?
Oh, I love it so much.
Good times.
All right, well, we have been on here for almost an hour and 15 minutes. And speaking of tiny humans, we should probably get back to making sure they're alive.
Yeah, that we were working on some different functions in math today with the 7th grader, and she was struggling a little bit with it, so got to go make sure that functions still make sense.
Oh, Sophia says, old Russian saying, a wise man goes around the mountain. And that is Levi. Absolutely.
As long as he's got snacks.
As long as he's got snacks, yeah. So many snacks.
It's a good time. I think that Lauren and Levi would get along beautifully because she went to the office with Jared the other day, and they only had to be there to check the stock on the airplane and then come back home. So it was like, she was gone 2 hours, maybe a little bit longer. She not only packed her own snacks, but she also packed snacks to share with Daddy, just in case he
That's
needed
so
snacks
sweet.
too.
That's so sweet. I love it. Yeah,
I mean,
they would be snack buddies for sure.
For sure. Okay.
All
right.
Yeah, we have to make sure the house is still intact as well.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're alive, that's good, but the house really needs to stay standing also.
These would be ideal together. We have two separate variables, and we need both in order for the equation to outcome, the equation.
Yeah. Brenda says that she appreciates Levi's dedication to snacks. That's a good way to put it. Dedication to snacks.
Very dedicated, committed.
Very dedicated. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Thanks everyone for joining us. Next week we will be at Lindsay's channel. Go subscribe there and ring the little bell. And as Blaze has reminded everyone, please hit the like button on the way out and spread the love. And yeah.
All right.
You guys have a good Tuesday, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.